Well, welcome. As we enter the holiday season and the colder months, we can forget about the challenges with addiction.
Absolutely. Here to join us to highlight what we need to know is co-founder of Amatus Health, Michael Silberman. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. And it's so important. Addiction does not go away when everyone else is eating and drinking more. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
So I run and operate Amatus Health, which owns and operates 10 different treatment facilities in Georgia, Ohio, New Hampshire, and here in Maryland, which is where I'm from.
Wow. Okay, so tell us, why did you decide to open up Drug and Alcohol Treatment Center?
I am sober 14 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's July 28th, 2005. And there's really no better way to give back than to try to do something good for not only my own community, but other communities, and be able to make a living while doing it.
That's amazing.
Well, tell us about your journey. I'm sorry to cut you off, but your story is important, right?
Yes.
Talk to us about your journey to sobriety.
Thank you. I think so too. I was raised here in Owings Mills, actually, right here in Baltimore County, and I had a good home. My family, there's no addicts or alcoholics in my own family, and like most people, it's a disease, and it progresses. And over a period of time, I ended up becoming an intravenous drug user by 17. Wow. I was fortunate enough to get my recovery at 21.
Okay.
And I'll be 36 next month, and it's been a process ever since, and now, you know, things are good, and things are in a much better place.
And you're helping everyone.
Yes, we try to.
And so the opioid addiction, I know, is hitting us hard.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about how the epidemic is affecting more people.
It's interesting because I think that it's affecting the same amount of people that it always had. The difference is that it's now being publicized. It's now affecting people in different ways, in different neighborhoods, in different communities, whereas before it was kind of shoved under the rug and people were not really discussing it as an affluent issue or any other issue for that matter.
Right.
But it's been here all along. I look at myself, and that's why I tell my story a lot. I come from a really good background. That doesn't mean that I'm exempt or somehow not prone to the same types of addictions as somebody else. It is expanding and it's getting worse. I think the accessibility to prescription drugs and the fentanyl and all the different things, when I was using the ability to overdose when fentanyl wasn't as high as it is now.
Right.
Now people are getting it from pills, not just heroin on the street. It's being manufactured in basements. It's just a different ball game.
Absolutely.
How important is it for your clients to see how relatable you are?
I think it's very important. I think it's good. When I went to my treatment center, it took me a couple times, 3 to be exact, hence my fingers. And it was actually the behavioral health technicians that were able to relate to me, to what I was going through, that I saw in them something in myself, and was able to kind of be open-minded to listening and taking suggestions.
So for our listeners and viewers out there who maybe think that your services are something that they could use or a family member could use, what do you offer? So
we offer all levels of care. That's from inpatient detox all the way down to outpatient level of care if somebody needs sober homes and needs to come in for maybe 6 months, 8 months, long-term recovery. So depending on what state we're in and depending on what kind of insurance, which is very important, the accessibility to treatment is very, very tricky. Some people cannot afford $30,000 a month.
Right.
Some people don't have insurance. Some people don't have the ability to have their parents' insurance. So if they're on medical assistance, for example, we have facilities that take medical assistance.
Wow.
If they're in network, if they're out of network, regardless of the situation, it's important to be able to give access so everyone can get help.
Right. And so when somebody has an addiction, right, the whole family is affected. What can they expect if they come to you from rehab? And then you offer support for families too, right?
We do. It's important. The addiction, just like it's an addiction of soul and mind, it becomes a family issue as well. The recovery process for the family is equally as important as the recovery process for the addict or the alcoholic. It is a family disease. When I'm using, my entire family is affected. So finding programs that offer support and support groups after they graduate even and go back to get reacclimated into the home is very, very important.
Right.
So the support system is something that you can't take for granted.
Sure.
And you might have to change your lifestyle in order to get this recovery. You help with that as well.
We do. No pun intended on the lifestyle, right? We try to. The idea is changing the way that we live so we can become better acclimated when we get out of a safe environment.
Right.
And the family is so important in that, finding support groups, going to 12-step fellowship meetings, doing the things that we need to do to become different people and think differently, act differently, become productive members of society.
All right, now we have it here on our screen, but just tell everybody again where they can go if they're interested in your services.
AmatusRecoveryCenters.com.
Well, thank you so much. What you're doing is so important, and it's a great message at the holiday season.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
And congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay with us.